Yo, right here in the small box. Man, I really have to sit here and remind y'all, I am from Canada. I am from Toronto. So please get what I'm saying when I say this. When I speak about Drake, knowing that I'm going against the grain, y'all need to understand, I could really get crucified out here. It's not a joke, by the way. I'm speaking because this is truth. I'm speaking life into the city because I know we can do better. We have all these resources, all these outstanding artists, and nobody knows about any of them. I did my Canadian Spotlight series when I was going through different artists, but I had to stop because I got fed up with just hearing so much auto-tune. Auto-tune doesn't work for the world. The auto-tune is holding Toronto artists back. As soon as they drop that auto-tune, we're going to start to hear some outstanding art come from the city, but until then, we're cooked. Sorry, it's truth. If y'all don't like it, run away. Too bad. Look, man, we're going to have some fun with this video, bro. I just had to get that out the way real quick because that disconnection that I'm feeling is just like, it's real. You know what I'm saying? But look, we got J Noel in front of us, so yeah, Iceman looks like it's being delayed. And from the looks of it, Iceman might not be an album anymore. It might be a mixtape. That's fear. That's fear, because whatever you do on this mixtape is just a mixtape. It's not an album. But the fact that you're changing it to a mixtape, potentially changing it to a mixtape, that's fear. That's fear. You're scared. And this is coming from the same person that said, bro, that means nothing to me. I'm not scared of him. I'm not fearful. Cool. But why are you making these moves, though? That's the real question. Right? Anyway. Y'all know where you at. You tapped in with the flexmob network. Let's go ahead and lock in with this, shall we? Let's go. Yo, you, right here. And right here in the small box. Right here in the small box. Welcome back to Flexmob Reactions, only on the Flexmob Network. I'm Flex. Welcome back to your channel. Jay Nolan in front of us. Title of the video is Drake's Iceman facing delays amidst leaks. Maybe UMG has him on ice. I don't know. But this is what we're going to know. We're going to know about hitting that like, comment, share, and subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? You're tapped in with your favorite Canadian reaction channel, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Let's lock in with this and have some fun. And don't forget, it's a network. Let's go.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your #1 source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out here, man. In this video, we're going to be talking about Drake and the prospect of Iceman being possibly delayed, pushed back. Some people even believe that this album may not even exist. Shout out to Chilling with Moni and Big Zoe. I've seen y'all on y'all channels saying y'all don't even know if this motherfucking album exists. I saw Moni saying that he might be transitioning from an album to a mixtape. And I think it's very interesting that these new, I guess, breakthroughs are coming in terms of this this album that's been fleeting you know what I mean? He's been saying it's coming for a long time. Over a year, he's been promoting this album. He's got people like the DJ That Don't Spin and What's the Dirt. They're talking about Iceman coming soon, leaking songs, and you know, trying to build narratives and build worlds that Drake himself isn't even building. He had a whole Iceman series going throughout last year. It didn't lead us anywhere. He did end up playing a few songs along the way. Seems like the main beneficiary of that whole situation was Central C getting put front and center.
And it looks like Central C just stole, like he literally just stole like the Iceman rollout, because Central C put out an Iceman freestyle. Now, I'm a fan of UK music. In fact, I'm a big fan of UK music. I actually love a lot of UK artists. I am a fan of Central C, but I'm a fan of old Central C, not new Central C. This new Central C that's been given to the world, I hate, respectfully. But old Central C, when he first came out and he was first popping, that's the best version of Central C, period. That's real sense right there. All right? Real talk.
In his rollout, you know what I'm saying? But outside of that, it really didn't take us nowhere. the Pinocchio shit, the ketchup blood. It was just weird, you know, and ultimately showed us what we already knew, which is that Drake is not a strategist, the war general. He tried to portray himself to be this thinking man, this person who is cerebral with the way that he approaches things. What was that? You know what I'm saying? And that's just being objective. Even your fans came out and said that those episodes and where it took the people
Were terrible.
was trash.
Yep.
Kai Cenat, you got mad at him for saying that episode was trash.
You can't fake
the
it.
DJ that don't spin. As much as he was reluctant and has been trying to scale it back, said that last episode was trash. Everybody was fucked up. What's the dirt? Y'all gave that nigga false information. Y'all told him that it was supposed to be some big reveal. The album was supposed to be revealed. A
bunch of liars. That's the thing. That's the kind of power that has Toronto in a chokehold. A bunch of liars. Y'all not from here. Y'all don't see how people are addicted to this right here. The addiction is actually very frightening. Y'all are not seeing it. It's crazy out here. Think about it. 15, 16 years of domination. Imagine the mental conditioning that went into that over the years. From hate to love to like undying support. Off of lies. Crazy, bro.
Banger was supposed to be revealed at the end of the series. Nothing. You made yourself and all of your faithful online constituents look like idiots. You know what I mean? So now the new word is perhaps it's not even dropping. Perhaps Iceman is like a fucking placebo or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Just to keep the people talking. Just so that he doesn't fall out of the news.
This is just some boy who cried wolf energy, bro. That's all I hear from this
cycle, which I think is a very strong chance. Because let's be clear, we do not know if Drake and UMG have even finalized their renegotiation process, right? Now, if y'all can remember, back to when Drake first filed his lawsuit against UMG, one of the talking points was about the renegotiation process. He said that he was up for renegotiation with UMG at the top of 2024. He also claimed that Kendrick Lamar was in his renegotiation with UMG via Interscope to renew his contract as well. He claimed that Kendrick took a short-term contract and the music that was released in the battle, from Drake's perspective, was a trial period for Interscope to show what they could do for Kendrick to solidify him to re-sign a long-term contract with the label. Now, we don't know any of that to be true. I'm just saying that was his allegation, right? But more specifically for Drake, he clearly stated that he believed that they were trying to devalue him in the marketplace so that they would not have to pay him the money that he was asking for, publicly humiliate him to drive down his value. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and pull up some of the verbiage from this contract from this time period just to refresh everybody's memory. The contract between UMG and Drake is up for renegotiation in 2025. By the spring of 2024, UMG understood that the rise of streaming platforms had enhanced the bargaining power of artists. Established artists whose contracts are coming up for renewal are in an improved position to demand higher take rates due to the improvement in the visibility of cash flows and risk reduction. And as described below on Information and Belief, UMG was incentivized to act, and in fact did act, in a manner to reduce that bargaining leverage in advance of upcoming renegotiations with Drake over contract renewal. Okay? He then went into UMG's agreements with Kendrick. And remember, he was asking for Kendrick to submit his contract for review during his lawsuit process. So that's one piece of the puzzle, right? That whole ordeal, he was supposed to be up for renegotiation 2025. However, the way that 2025 worked out, they were in court for the majority of the year, going back and forth, sullying each other's name. When I'm talking about UMG and Drake at this point now, they're going back and forth, filing legal paperwork, UMG trying to get it dismissed, Drake trying to get it forced to a trial. So clearly, as they were going through that process, they weren't behind the scenes renegotiating, right? And all the talk was, is Drake either trying to get out of his contract with UMG? Is this his way of trying to force his way out? Or was this a situation where he was fighting for the rights of artists, which we know was a whole load crock of bullshit? We don't even hear nobody talking about that angle no more. So, did he get the deal he was looking for? I highly doubt it. You took us to court. You embarrassed us. You wasted our motherfucking time. We wasted hella money going back and forth with your ass. You still got us going through the appeal process. Let's not forget that.
Mm-hmm.
Drake appealed the judge's decision, so they're still actively in court awaiting a decision to see if this thing is going to move.
Why tease the album? Why continue to talk about the album? Y'all are not even done what you're supposed to do in court. Yes, we know about the appeal. We know about this. We're waiting for what's going on with that, right? Are they going to accept it? Are they going to deny it? What's going on? Okay, like, you got to understand what's like happening in front of us. And I'm not talking to the viewer. I'm talking to him. Bro, why are you building hype around the album? You need to understand. Focus on what you have on your plate currently right now. You have way too much on your plate, man. Way too much. And you're making yourself look silly by continuing to tease an album you probably never put work in. Because now, if what we're hearing is true about it being a mixtape, that's not good. You don't have confidence in your album. That's quite embarrassing. You know, remember, Spotify said you're the most streamed artist. We already know what music's being streamed. It's not the new shit. It's the old shit. All right? The new shit doesn't fly. All right? When was the last time you heard somebody play Wants and Needs? Think about it. And Wants and Needs is a good track, too. But when was the last time you heard anybody even play that? So much music at your fingertips and everybody's running to the old shit. Isn't that not concerning? And you're building hype around the album where none of the songs that were previewed, none of the snippets were flying. Think about it. What Did I Miss, Whichone, and Doghouse are on Spotify right now. I haven't heard anybody play Doghouse in so long. I heard What Did I Miss the other day from one of the DJs. Whichone? That's more into house. Whichone is more of a house track. So I'm not too worried about if that's going to work in certain spaces or not, because it's more for house. You know, that's just another example of him being a pop star. You put your foot in a bunch of different genres to the point where you're never considered to be one genre no more. You're considered to be a numerous amounts of genres. But you want to claim rap. To claim rap, you were supposed to be Kendrick Lamar, and you couldn't get that done. You went up against a dog with rabies ready to bite you. And you got bit. Now you're sick. That's exactly what happened.
Forward to even be held under further review for Drake to try to get back in the courtroom. So when he's coming out here, people catching him walking out of hotels, and he's talking about Iceman coming soon. It's about to get real cold out here. Iceman, Iceman, Iceman.
It's about to get real cold out here, but the snow is melting. It already rained like 3 times. The snow's melting. It's getting warm outside. The only ice cubes I can think of are the ice cubes in your drink, but even those melt too. That's just an example of how this album is just going to be another short-term album, compilation. That's what it's going to be. And guess what? It might be a mixtape for real. Allegedly, of course.
Well, how are you going to do anything with Iceman if you're contractually held up with a company that's like, we're not putting shit out on you until we get all this worked out? The power ultimately is in their hands. Not to mention, he wanted some astronomical money. People say that he wanted somewhere in the upwards of $750 million to $1 billion to enter that renegotiation process with UMG. They're definitely not giving you that, brother.
Nope.
So with all that being stated, I am not surprised that I'm now hearing Iceman could be postponed. I've been seeing people talking about it on Twitter, so-called insiders, not insiders from us, but people, so-called industry insiders who have information. Now it seems that whatever information they've been receiving, they've been cut off. Right? There was supposed that people are alleging that over the course of the last 2 weeks, there was supposed to have been a single from Drake. Never materialized. No such thing.
Nope.
So it looks to me like you tried to play your hand and you lost terribly and you're trying to figure it out, but you're trying to present yourself as having the ultimate confidence in front of the people. That's what it sounds like to me. Now, trigger warning, we are going to play a quick portion from the DJ that don't spin. I know everybody hates him, but even he came out recently and said that every record that has been played or leaked up until this moment are not a part of the Iceman album. Now, I find that to be strange because as they were being leaked, as those songs were coming up, the primary narrative was, this is leading up to Iceman. It's about to get real cold.
So what's the point of previewing songs? See, this is what I'm talking about, your marketing strategies in shambles. It looks like a great big catastrophe. Because what was the point of even pushing those songs and putting those songs out and promoting Iceman, knowing the songs are not even going to be on the project? What was the point? You're going to promo music that's not even going to be on an album? Why? Bro, is nobody asking these questions? And I'm not talking to the viewer. I'm talking about anybody out here in these streets. Is nobody asking these questions? What's the point? What was the point of putting out those singles knowing that they never even flew on the charts? They never went anywhere. If you weren't crying about your friends and What Did I Miss? What I Miss would have been your #1 song. But you ruined it. Crying about the same thing you've been crying for over a decade. Fake friends. So if you know you have fake friends, why you keep inviting new niggas? Is this not making sense for anybody out here in these streets? That's crazy to me, man.
Oh, Iceman coming soon. Here's a leaked record from the Iceman, da-da-da-da-da. Now, he's claiming that everything that we're hearing or have been hearing from Drake is from the era of Drake when he was in the studio recording right after the battle. 2024. Everything is 2024 pack. It's old shit now. Which makes a little bit of sense because in these records, he's still taking shots at DeMar DeRozan, still taking shots at LeBron, still in this woe is me ass place. You know, that's been a constant complaint every time we've heard a new Drake song. It's like, why is this nigga still talking about the same shit? Not like us. I'm not like y'all. Why would I want to be like y'all?
Right.
It's like, why would you do that? Why are you still harping on this shit? So I do think, although Homeboy is hella manipulative, I do think there could be some truth to it because why is every song that we've heard still talking about that specific time period when we're 2 years removed from it? So here we go. So this post here says, the DJ that don't spin just dropped the truth. All those Drake leaks you've been seeing, including the ones he posted, are straight from the Drake Party Next Door recording sessions. Now, y'all remember last year when my page got struck for playing that fucking what was that fucking shit? The Irish Fighting Irish freestyle. It was right around the time that the Party Next Door Drake album was about to come out. They were leading up to it. And just a couple weeks before that album dropped, I played the Fighting Irish shit on my channel. Nigga struck my channel. Web Sheriff and some other motherfuckers came around here meddling with my shit. I thought that was very strange. Right? Especially since Fighting Irish was not a Drake Party Next Door record. It was a solo Drake record. But somehow it was just weird. You know what I mean?
That means they watching.
Didn't understand it because UMG typically doesn't strike channels. UMG, for the most part, in my experience, they'll put a copyright claim on some shit. They may even copyright block your video. But I haven't received a copyright strike on my channel from UMG. You know who does copyright strikes? Sony, which is who Party Next Door is signed to. They struck my channel on behalf of that. They struck my channel on behalf of SZA before, which is why I say I shy away from playing Sony music over here. So I do believe there is some truth to these tracks being from the Drake Party Next Door sessions, because why was Party Next Door's label out here striking niggas' channels for solo Drake songs? Didn't make any sense.
I got a leak that was, these are old leaks, okay? I hate to, and I hope he doesn't hit me like, yo, Ak, why are you saying this?
He will.
So Drake recorded a shit ton of songs in the era of, what's it called? What's the name of the album? The album with Party. Some Sexy Songs for You.
Why don't you remember it?
Don't even know the name.
80% of the leaks, or 90%, I want to say, are from songs recorded back in that era. So when you think you're hearing some new shit, it's those songs leaked. Okay? Now, would Drake consider them to put on his new album? Maybe. But everything you're hearing, and I'm even gonna lie to you, and I don't know if I'm like ruining it for some people, and this is why I hate talking about it, because I respect Drake so much and I fuck with him. Everything you're hearing from all them episodes you're not hearing real new Drake music. Like, whatever if Iceman dropped tomorrow, I probably...
That's what I'm talking about. DJ Akademiks is Drake's PR team. Look at the defense he's trying to run. PR is literally just... you're running defense for a business. You're putting your words nicely together in a bow to make everybody feel better in a sense for a business. Come on. He's playing right in front of everybody's faces and nobody's saying nothing. He's just Drake's #1 PR guy. Mind you, Akademiks is a content creator. He's just like everybody else on YouTube. He's making content the same way everybody else makes content. So how is what he's saying we take as truth? Bro, he's just making another video for another day so he can make everybody feel better and then get paid off the video. He's just a content creator, bruh. The man's been known for lying. He's been known for lying, and recently it's been confirmed that he's been accepting payola. He's a content creator.
Would never hear it. Everything you're hearing, remember, I got the Pressa song. The Pressa song is an old-ass song that was done around No Face. Most songs you're hearing that leaks from Drake is during the recording session for Drake and Party's album. But of course, we love Drake. He's the greatest artist ever. We want anything that he puts out.
Dick swinging is crazy.
These aren't necessarily Iceman project, Iceman songs. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and rule out, and there's much more which I just won't get into because me and Drake talk. He might use a song that is a little bit old. The thing is, people have gotten leaks. I don't know how they've gotten it. They've gotten leaks that's from that era of recording. But most of those was during the recording era of him and Party's album, every song you've heard, whether it's National Treasure, whether it's this new shit where he's like, yo, free slime or whatever, I think it's called Sizing Me Up, whether it's all from that era. Now, I'm not here to say I don't know what's on Drake's album. I can't tell you if he's going to use some old shit, because he might have a joint that you're like, you know, me and Party did an R&B album. That might not be on the album, but I might take it and remix it or do this. And I think that's what he was going to do for National Treasure. You know, like, to keep it 100 with y'all, the drama behind that, and me and Drake told about, but, you know, I ain't trying to give y'all everything. It's either top 5 or Presso who leaked that, because Drake did love that song, but one of them leaked it. You know what I mean? And, you know, he don't like leaked songs, so I guess it won't be on nothing. But at the end of the day, just kind of, but they were recorded in a different.
Funny enough, it was just a month ago where Rory and Mal came out and said basically the same thing that the DJ that don't spin is saying now. Mal says none of the Drake snippets floating around are actually on Iceman. Claims he knows the official release date. None of what you're hearing on the internet is on Iceman. Those are throwaways. That is what Mal was saying a month ago. Now, do I believe either of them to know what ultimately Drake is going to do? Shit, no. I think he's misdirecting them just as much as he's trying to misdirect the public, because maybe Iceman ain't even a real fucking album. Now, do I think Mal may have some music from Drake? Sure. Some unreleased shit that he's bumping in his phone? Sure. I think that's plausible. But the more that I'm sitting with this information and processing everything that I've known about this nigga's whole situation, I wouldn't be surprised if the Iceman era is him actually coming out in plain sight saying, hey guys, UMG got me on ice. I'm the Iceman. This whole era of me doing leaks, and remember there was the 100 gigs, and they started taking the best songs from 100 gigs. The shit with Lotto, the No Face, the other shit. They put them bitches on streaming against his will. They said, bitch, we putting it up. UMG, go look them songs up. Them bitches got UMG name on it. Right? He tried to do another 100 gigs. Them niggas said, no, take that shit down.
Burn that hard drive.
Right? That nigga's on ice, man. They got that nigga on injured reserve, people. That album ain't coming because it seems to me they may not even have finished the negotiation process, and both parties probably got things that they want that haven't and won't be delivered. So if you're a Drake fan and you're waiting on this album, don't hold your breath. And with Moni saying that she's heard that Drake is going to drop a mixtape, I think that also kind of falls in line with what's been going on here. Because typically, if y'all know, mixtapes don't count towards record label commitments.
Nope.
So if you're under contract to deliver 5 albums, you could give them a mixtape all you want.
That's not an album. So why are you prolonging you being on UMG when you want to leave? That's why you're suing, right? Oh my God. Yo. I find this so incredible. I find it absolutely so incredible. Like these moves you're making. If this was a new artist, like you're literally moving around as if you're a new artist. This is taboo for new artists to do. This is literally taboo. You're literally going against everything that you shouldn't do. And you're like, no, I can do it. I can do whatever I want. No! I don't care if you're the golden child of streaming. You still got to follow something. You have to follow the steps to success. You can't skip these kind of steps. Because it's going to ruin your brand. When you're in the industry, you got to build your brand. It's a business. You're an entrepreneur now. You're just an entrepreneur that just creates music and you're good at it. That's why the industry wants you. Bro, this is so crazy.
If you've delivered 3 out of 5 albums, that mixtape is not going to count as your 4th. We'll put it out. We'll let you promote it. We might even sing you out on the road for a few dates so you can feel like you're touring. Might make a little something, you know what I'm saying? But the artist ain't gonna make no money off of it, really. And it's not gonna count towards your release commitment that ultimately gets you through your contract so that you can renegotiate or go out and take other offers from other labels. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's leaning into possibly doing a mixtape. Just like, man, my fans want music. I can't really get UMG to move how I want them to move. Let me give them something. Let me give them a project just to hold people over. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this is the same guy who's put out the fucking care package. You know what I'm saying? Scary Hours projects, which is like little projects in between. He's done it before. It's not something new. So I wouldn't be surprised, man. And I personally believe these leaks that we've been hearing ain't really leaks. These are songs that he wanted people to have. These are songs that he wanted to, whatever those sneak disses were, whatever those little shots that he was sending at certain.
The strategy is one great big convoluted mess. It's one great big convoluted mess, and there's no strategy in sight. But they're trying to sit here and make people believe that there is a strategy here, that you guys are doing something. No, you're not. There's no strategy here. This looks like a disaster. Literally, a whole disaster. And you have the nerve. You have people out here in Toronto waiting, begging, fans waiting, begging. When is that album coming out? I need that album. I need that album. You're letting your fans down. Why did you even announce it in the first place? The anticipation you're building for the album. It's negative anticipation at this point because nobody wants this right now. Metaphorically speaking. Of course, from anybody on this channel, anybody on YouTube, I'm familiar and I'm pretty well known around the hip hop world on YouTube. A lot of people are not looking for this. A lot of people are not looking for this album at all. This is tragic. This is not how the greatest artist in the world is supposed to move.
People, he wanted those people to hear it. You're not convincing me that it's just a coincidence that every song that leaked was him taking shots either at Kendrick, DeMar DeRozan, LeBron James, or somebody else in the entertainment industry that he felt did wrong by him based on the battle. Ain't no fucking way it was a coincidence. Every time out. So your engineer, your hard drive just gets hacked only when you're taking sneak disses at people? Come on, man. Where's the logic in that? But I know, coming from Jay Nolan for some people, oh, this is just a Drake hate page. So you're going to come up with new narratives. All right, nigga. Yeah, I made this up on my own. Okay. Let me know what y'all think of all this.
Yeah, we pretty much at the end of this. Look, I have to reiterate, because a lot of people just don't understand. Yeah, I'm from Toronto. Yeah, I'm from Canada. But for anybody that's outside these borders, the way that they worship this man here, think about the mental conditioning that's been going on for the past 16 years. Originally, people didn't like the music at all, to the point where people adore the music, and they're somewhat fiends for music from Drake. I am not one of those individuals. I am going against the grain with what I am doing here, but I want to be critical because I care, because I believe in every individual person here in the city, and I don't believe in just one, because you can't have one to run all. That doesn't make sense. Everybody has their own power to be great. Every artist has their own power to be great. And I believe in those artists. I don't believe in one artist. It never works like that. It never works like that. And what we're witnessing right now is a major downfall. And I don't even think anybody in Toronto even realizes this. Because a lot of people are not here. Torontonians are not here on YouTube like that. The average Torontonian doesn't come to YouTube to get this kind of information. They don't care. Please understand when I say that. I am not joking. It's serious. We have a problem here. And I'm trying to address it to the world the best way I can. But it seems like it's falling on deaf ears because everybody enjoys the bashing, allegedly, that I do. When I'm sitting here being critical, it's not bashing. I'm telling truth. And people can't get that past their ears. It's like they stuck in their eardrum with the same bashing mentality that they have about me. I'm not here to bash. I'm here to tell the truth. The whole truth, nothing but the truth. And the truth is we got a problem. Look, man, I'm not trying to be serious like that. But when I hear this kind of energy around people talking about, oh, you always bashing, you're always dissing. Nah, y'all are just slow. You don't realize what's happening in front of you. There is a great change in music that's happening as we speak, and nobody from here even realizes it. That's crazy to me. Look, y'all tapped in with the FlexMob Network, gang. I'm here for a long time, not for a short time. You get it? Anyway, shout out to Jay Nolan. Phenomenal video. Y'all already know the vibe. I'm just here to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, man. That's what I do around here. I'm just trying to be great, have a voice that matters within this hip-hop space. Use the knowledge that I have gained from the business within music and mash it together with the information and knowledge that I have in marketing to present outstanding ideas and creative ways to be outstanding as an artist, while at the same time providing reactions for the YouTube space. That's what I'm doing, bro. That's all I'm doing. A lot of people don't get this, man. It's not easy. This is real hard to do. And I'm here showing up. Even here on a Sunday, I'm showing up. I might be skipping dinner right now, bro. God. Anyway, look, y'all know I talk. I'm a yapper. I can't help it. Listen, Flex Mob, Shadow Mob, y'all already know the vibe, man.